information as well as the pros and cons of investing in the Nigerian real estate market. On this show, we show you how to make real estate work for you. Yeah, that's what we do here, and it's going to be a very exciting episode today. Yes, we have another very insightful topic that we're talking about today, and of course, you're gonna have to. You're gonna get to increase your knowledge on the real estate market, get insights on what is happening in the real estate industry, and also take advantage of the opportunities available for you in the industry. Yeah, so that's what we do on this show, and so I am already pumped up about what we have on today's episode. Okay, so like I always say, this show is and the show that I want. I always look forward to getting your feedback. I want to hear your thoughts, so it's something that it should be engaging, and so I would also like to hear your contributions and your questions. And I always would like to take out time to thank all of my listeners that have sent their questions, their feedbacks, and also sent in some of their suggestions and contributions to enhancing our topics and enhancing our episodes on the show. Really grateful for your feedbacks and your contribution. Please keep them coming. Please keep sending them. You can send me a direct WhatsApp chat, so 08064637377, 08064637377. So that, yes. So today, another exciting topic that we're talking about, and our topic today is the potential of agriculture in the Nigerian real estate industry. The potential of agriculture in Nigerian real estate industry. Yes, so we're going to be looking at the agricultural industry alongside the real estate market, and how the agricultural industry has enhanced the real estate market, and the opportunities available for you as an investor or someone looking to come into the market, how you can take advantage of all of these opportunities, and how you can navigate some of the hurdles or the challenges involved or prevalent in this industry. Yes, so this is all we're going to be talking about, and yes, you just stay tuned for some of these insights. All right, so I'm going on a short break. When I come back, we'll dive right into today's topic, so you stay tuned, don't touch that dial. I'll be right back.
Estate market insight and industry trends. Join Amara on the Naija Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Naija Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Naija Landlord Show, the voice of real estate.
Okay, welcome back to the Niger Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. And if you're joining us, we're talking today on the potential of agriculture in the Nigerian real estate industry. Yes, so that's what we're looking at today. And we're going to see, taking a critical look at the Nigerian real estate industry and how it is evolving. And we're going to also look at the integrating of the agricultural industry as well into the real estate industry, looking at the practices in real estate development and how investors can unlock new opportunities and create sustainable, thriving communities using agriculture in the real estate industry. Right. So, look, diving right into the topic, the potential of agriculture in Nigeria's real estate industry lies in three key factors. Okay, we have the food security, which is urban farming and agricultural projects that provide fresh produce to the community, to the individuals resident in the country. And so agriculture also provides job creation. Agricultural initiatives can generate employment opportunities, for the locals around that investment, that property, right, or that business. And then we look at sustainable development, incorporating green spaces and agricultural practices can help enhance property values, can help enhance the real estate market, enhance the environment, right? So now we see that right now we have a very high cost in food, right? High cost in the cost of living, inflation in the economy, and this is also reflecting in the agricultural industry. And looking at high cost of feeding, high cost of foodstuff in the market, and agriculture now is becoming one critical factor that as an economy that we need to be conscious of to make sure that this industry is thriving, and it's not just left for the government or left for the bigger industries, bigger organizations to just deal with. As an individual, you can take advantage of the gap, the growing demand in the agricultural market, and at the same time you are also taking advantage of the real estate industry, because agriculture has to do with farmland, right? It has to do with developing a property, developing a land, a vacant land, and at the same time that property is yours to do with what you want to do, as it's appreciating for you, it's generating it's a generating asset, right? That is growing, it's a growing asset at the same time. So I always advise individuals who are looking to come into the industry, especially at the low income stage, right? You do not have so much capital, because, right, we know the real estate industry is capital intensive, and you do not have so much capital to come into the market. You could come into the industry through agriculture, and at the same time you are making some income, you're generating some annual income for yourself. Now, when we look at the industry recently, there has been an uprising of a lot of farm estates. Real estate companies, developers have started, churning out real estate as farm estates in the markets, so that people who are looking to come into the market can have opportunity to be getting ROI on their investment. Now, how does this work? You see some of these farm estates being structured, and if facilities that are being put in the estate. You see that these estates are providing the landowners with facilities, infrastructures to develop that property. Now you're going into these upcoming communities that have not opened up and do not have a lot of demand in that area. They don't have a lot of influx of migration of people coming into that area. And these lands, these properties are lying fallow. They're actually very good investment opportunity, but because of people do not see these places as assets generating. They do not, they overlook these properties, and because of, you are like, okay, am I going to buy my land? Over the few years ago, some of these real estate companies came into the industry and started preaching the gospel of land banking, buy a property, keeping it to appreciate. And after some time, after some couple of years, you now, when the land has appreciated considerably, you are able to come in to develop it or come in to resell it. That's a way of, keeping your money, to make growing your money, land banking. And now the trend is going into the fact that not just keeping that land to lie fallow, also putting together resources to make that land profitable for you, even while it is appreciating, right? So, there are a lot of opportunities in the real estate industry that you can come into. There's the off-plan investment, there's the land banking that I talked about, right? There's building for commercial purposes, for residential purposes, for markets, spaces and office spaces, all of that. So this agricultural sector is an added advantage for you as an investor, where you're coming in and at the same time you're making some money on your investments, right? So yes, we're going to be looking at some of these opportunities that are available. And of course, we're going to talk about the challenges as well that is prevalent in the industry and how you can navigate these challenges. And then we'll look at the future of the agricultural industry alongside the real estate market. So we're going to look at all of this, and so that you can be better equipped to make the right decision, as you try to build your investment portfolio, as you try to navigate the industry, you're better equipped with the right information, and you'll be able to make the right decision. Okay, all right. So this is not just a one monologue, a one-way conversation. It's something I would like you guys to call in and send me your questions, and also give me your thoughts on this topic. And if it's something that you have already started doing, let's hear how you were able to go about it and how you've been coming along on it. All right, so the number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. I'm going to open the phone lines now so you can call in with your questions, and of course you can send me a WhatsApp message on 081 717 56 338 081 717 56 Yes, that's the number to call. All right, I'll go on a short break. When I come back, we'll dive more into this very insightful topic. Stay tuned and I'll be right back.
Estate market insight and industry trends. Join Amara on the Naija Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Naija Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Naija Landlord Show. The voice of real.
All right, welcome back to the Nigerian Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. Yes, it's so good to be here. I hope you've been having a good time on the show so far. All right, so we are talking about the potential of agriculture in Nigeria's real estate industry. Right, that's what we're discussing today, and I've made the introduction, talking about what is happening in the markets, giving you an overview of the sector, the agricultural sector, alongside the real estate market, and some of the updates that is happening right now in the industry. And so now we're going to look at the potential, right, in this industry, and we're going to take a deeper analysis at some of these opportunities available in the industry. Now we look at the rising food demand, right? Nigeria's agricultural sector contributes significantly to the GDP and supports a growing population, creating a strong demand for agricultural products, right? So now food is, I mean, it's the number one product that we need as humans, right? So there's a rising food demand because of the growing population that we have right here in our country. Nigeria's population is increasing rapidly, and of course, this would also go ahead to inflate the prices of food, and also create a rising demand for food, right? So this creates a great opportunity as an investor coming into the market, because you know that there is a huge demand, and definitely you're going to make tremendous profits and gains in the industry. And then we look at abundant land, another key potential of the agricultural sector. We look at the fact that there is abundant land in the country, in Nigeria. Nigeria boasts vast areas of arable land, providing fertile ground for agro-real estate investments, right? Like I said, there are upcoming communities that have been overlooked because of there's no lot of infrastructure development coming in there. And so while these lands are lying fallow, they could actually be put into good use and create some form of return for your investment. So we have this as an advantage to us. And then we look at inflation hedge, right? Agricultural land can serve as a hedge against inflation, as its value often appreciate over time, making it an attractive investment. Now we're looking at the fall of the naira, the currency being unstable, looking at imbalance in the markets, especially in the foreign exchange market. And how do you hedge your money against inflation? One of the best ways is to buy landed properties, right? And agricultural land can serve as that hedge against inflation, because it gives your property value and often appreciates over time. So this makes it a very attractive and worthy investment. All right, and then another advantage and potential in this industry is you look at government support. The Nigerian government is actively promoting agricultural investments, offering incentives and support through agencies like the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission and IPC, right? So there are tax breaks, government supports if you're going into the agricultural industry, right? Because the government knows that there's a rising demand for food, and so anybody who is going to come in to provide to come into the industry to close this demand, provide solutions to this crisis is working in favor of the government, and definitely get some form of support and incentives, right, to encourage more people and encourage more participation in the industry, right? So, and then the next point is structured investment models, right? Real estate investment trusts are emerging as a structured way to invest in agro-real estate projects, allowing investors to participate in larger scale initiatives. And that's what I said earlier, that now some of these real estate development companies are churning out structured investment models. They're putting facilities and infrastructure in place to encourage and to help investors who do not have that time to go into the market or go into the industry, to be hands-on in the industry. So now they have investment models whereby you can get people to do the work for you, to be on site, to get that work, farmland developed, engage your produce in that property, and be able to make your investment worthwhile, right? So this is the trend that's happening, and a lot of people are taking advantage of this opportunity in the industry. And then we look at eco-friendly developments. As demand for sustainable development grow, agro-real estate projects offer a viable path towards creating eco-friendly properties with a positive social impact, right? So now agriculture enhances the environment, right? So adding this alongside your real estate projects, it helps to enhance that property, enhance that investment, right? So this creates an eco-friendly path, offering a viable social positive impact on the environment and as well on your investment, right? And then moving on to the next point, why you should take advantage of this agriculture sector in the real estate industry. We look at diversification. Agro-real estate can diversify your investment portfolio, combining land ownership with the potential for passive income through agricultural production, right? So now you're not just keeping, when you're investing in the real estate market, you're just putting your money in just a particular a niche of real estate, right? You are diversifying your portfolio. You are also making income, generating income on that land, even while you have not started using it for any major project or any property development, right? So it helps you to diversify your portfolio, combining land ownership and then potential for passive income through agricultural production. Okay, and then we look at future development potential. Land can be used for other purposes, right? So now you have that property, as you're using that property for agricultural purposes right now, for agricultural production right now, it also gives you that leverage of future potential, right? Because you can use that same land for any other purpose in the future, right? You can use it as such any other purpose, such as residential development after a period of agricultural use, or for a commercial use. You can turn it into a market space, an office space, warehouse, any other thing that you want to use it for. Or you can make it a mixed use development, whereby you have some form of like a resort where you have a part of section for agricultural purpose and another section for commercial use, relaxations, sporting events. A lot of opportunities out there that you can use that for in the future, and it's going to provide you a further opportunity for appreciation and investment. All right, so I've listed extensively some of the opportunities that you can take advantage of in the industry, right? And yes, it is not without, the industry is not without its challenges. Yes, it's not without its challenges. Whenever I come to talk about a topic on the real estate market here, I always make sure to provide you the pros and cons of investing in that particular niche, and how you can be able to protect yourself against any hurdle that you might encounter if you should go into that niche, or if you should go into that market. Okay, yeah, so like I said, my phone lines are opened, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903, and you can send us a WhatsApp chat 08171756338 08171756338. Yes, I'm waiting to hear from you. All right, so let's go on to some of the risks to consider if you choose to go into this industry. All right, so we look at the risks of climate change. Nigeria's dependency on agriculture makes it vulnerable to climate change impacts. Right, so yes, I mean, there's some natural disasters or occurrences that might happen, and especially if you're not working with a professional, or you do not have an expert guiding you in that market. That's why I always say, work with some of this real estate industry that have made out structured models to help you navigate the market. All right, and then another risk to consider is the land use regulations. You have to understand the zoning laws and land use regulations for any successful agro-real estate investments that you want to undertake, right? So there are some places that are restricted just to agriculture or just for agricultural purposes, and there are some that you can't do that. So you must understand, especially in the states that you are, or in the states that you decide to make this investment, you must understand the zoning laws, because each state is different, and then you must understand their land use regulations. All right, this is very crucial to protect you against any future mishap, all right, or any policies that the government might have, right? So you must make sure that you get the right information and guide yourself when making that investment. And then we look at another risk, another challenge is the market fluctuations. While agricultural land is generally stable, it's important to monitor market trends and be prepared for potential fluctuations, right? Yes, so the market is quite volatile, if I may put it that way. You must make sure that you are well you're well in the front seat to check out what is happening. You're monitoring your investments, monitoring market trends, and you must make sure you're prepared, right, against any eventualities that might come up in the market, right? So this is that way you are already you're already working ahead to overcome some of all these challenges that might come up, right? Because being informed, yes, you know where the market is going to, you know what the industry is saying, what is happening, any potential risk that is coming up, you are able to, you're better ready, better prepared to navigate that particular hurdle or challenge, as it may be, right? So yeah, so now we're going to have to talk about what are some of these products that or produce you can come in and invest, you can put in your property, right? And which ones are actually which ones are actually very profitable in the markets right now, right? Now there are some properties, some real estate industries that specialize in different produce. You see some, they have a farm, a plantation whereby they have like a palm tree plantation. You have that ones that are more focused on vegetables and fruits, right? You have some that are focused on animal husbandry, rearing, cattle rearing, goat rearing. A lot of this different potentials, opportunities that you can take advantage of. So there are a wide range of options for you. Some of the most thriving right now, we look at the palm oil produce. Now, this is something that is quite is always going to be in demand in the market. And if you're going in, coming in as at the production stage, right? You are coming in a very you're coming in at the point where you're having the highest return on your investments. So I recently I was able to visit a farmland that had this large acres of oil palm trees, and I mean it's something that is a long-term investment. I mean, for years this is going to keep producing for you, right? And as an investor, you can take advantage of this opportunity and put in your money there, make more money on that property instead of just buying the property and leaving it there, right? So there's we have that of vegetables, of tomatoes, of fruits upcoming. And this is not, like I said, it's not something that you just have to do yourself. There are people and there are model structures that will help you to be able to put that money to work for you, right? Yeah, so I'm going on a break, and I hope to hear from you. If you have any questions, send me a message on the WhatsApp chat, or you can give me a call. Stay tuned, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Niger Lando Show here on VOP 90.3 FM, the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. Yeah, so today we have been discussing extensively on the potential of agriculture in the Nigerian real estate industry. And I mean, it has been such a power-packed section. I hope you've gotten value so far. Yes, and I hope you're going to take advantage of some of the nuggets, some of the potentials and the key points that I have mentioned so far on today's episode. Yes, this would help you and guide you in your future investment decision. All right, so looking at the future of the agriculture industry, the agricultural industry in Nigeria, alongside the real estate markets, we're going to look at the future and what you should expect. Right now, we'll look at collaboration with stakeholders, not just the government, but we're looking at people, the stakeholders in the industry, the players in the industry, the investors, developers, policymakers, coming together to create extensive reforms, extensive structures, infrastructure that would greatly enhance the mass production of food in the industry, right? So we're going to see the invention and the influx, invention of new technologies, new machineries, new methods that will greatly enhance the production of food in the industry. And this is going to have a major impact in the real estate market, whereby we are seeing large mass of lands being converted for industrial use, for industrial purposes, in creating and generating this food production, right? And then we're going to also see more supportive policies that is coming up by the government, creating greater incentives and making it a more favorable market for investors, right? People looking into coming to the industry, especially for foreign investment to come into the industry, right? And also looking at the area of financing, we're going to see innovative financing happening, because yes, this is a capital intensive, like going into it on the large scale, on in the mass productions level, is a massive it requires massive investment, capital investment. And so we're going to be seeing innovative financing, exploring alternative funding options, whereby we're seeing a lot of investor coming in to fund in the industry, and also financing the market, the finance industry, providing more financing options for investors or for individuals going into this industry, to encourage more participation in the industry, right? And then we see with the invention of AI as well, people, of course, there's going to be a boost in the industry as well. And with the coming up of infrastructures upcoming, there's going to be looking at the transportation industry. This will also help to greatly enhance the agricultural sector in the transportation of some of these produce and some of these goods that are being produced on the farmland. Some of this, looking at the domestic livestock that is being harnessed and all of that, is going to help in the transportation of that, right? So yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of opportunities available in the market, and I would greatly advise that. I mean, you should make sure that you're taking advantage of this. If there's any of this um, um, upcoming properties, we're looking at the outskirts of some of these major cities. You're going to look at cities like Ibadan. There's, I mean, a large mass of land in this city. Going to look at Ogun State. Some of these cities have a lot of arable land that is good for farming, right? And I mean, you should take advantage of this. Take advantage of this. So I have some people asking me questions on the WhatsApp chats. You're saying you have interest. I'm reading your comment here. You said, "Good morning. I have interest in the real estate investment, but don't have enough money to purchase a plot of land yet because of the price." So now, if that's what I said, I talked about the fact that with the agricultural real estate, you can come in at a very low price point, right? Because now you're going into some of these locations that are not yet developed, and so these lands are really quite cheap. And as you buy that land, you don't live in it fallow. You're still making that land produce for you. At the same time, you're making money for it. So you look out at the outskirts of some of these major cities. You're not looking at coming into Lagos or going to some of these developed cities. You're going to the outskirts and in search of, very low costs properties, right? So this is what you should look out for. Okay. And I have another question saying, please let me know how I can grow apple farm in my 4 acres of land in Ogun State. Now, that's why I talked about getting an expert, right? Because depending on the kind of produce that you want to plant on your farmland, you need an expert to guide you, because I mean, you're not a farmer, right? And if you're looking at going into that, you should consult an expert or a professional that would help you. I mean, there are locals. You don't need to go in search of maybe a high-end professional. There are some of these local members of the community, right, in that locality where your property is, that would even help you and would be able to guide you in the production that you want to embark on. So yes, it's just for you to go in there, take that step, and make your findings. Right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope you got value. You can send me a message on my WhatsApp direct line 08064637377 08064637377. Send me your questions and any other feedback that you might have. in your real estate investment journey, let me know how I can help you. Yeah. So that's it I have for you today. I hope you got value. I'll be here same time next week with another value packed topic on real estate, on making a profitable real estate portfolio, helping you grow your money. Yeah, so I'll be back same time. Do have a beautiful weekend. Stay blessed, stay rich and free. I am your girl Amara Onzurike, and I am out.